What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sunday Morning Chat. Thanks for sticking out your tongue there, Paps. Joining us today is obviously the wonderful, tongueful Papsmere Panda, Subbytech11, and Tikimilk. Before we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out to Thick44 over there, one of our man crush idols at Neeps Gaming. Hoping for a healthy and speedy recovery for you and your family. And just to let you guys know over there that we love you. You guys are a big inspiration for us, and there's no such thing as getting thicked. Tiki, did you want to say something to Thick or Simon? Simon, I love you. No, Tiki? Okay, that sounds good. I think Tiki, Tiki froze up again. There he goes again with his freezing. God damn it, Tiki.
This is ridiculous.
Your shit sucks.
I don't know why I'm freezing. I'm on some Taco Bell connection.
Anyways, let's start it off with what you guys have been playing recently or watching.
Well, I've been playing Mass Effect 3 and got my 53rd platinum on that, and now I'll probably be... I know, right? And then I'll probably be playing some Scarlet Nexus next week.
You haven't started that yet? Figured you'd have started it like by today or something.
I started playing Destiny 2 again to kind of get catch up.
Good lord, guys, stop with that.
Nice.
A little behind there.
Get off that crap game already. Jesus Christ.
You played, so I've been playing some State of Decay.
Oh, you changed it up? That's good. That's a good game.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Oh, I like that game.
Beat Biomutant?
Well, I got pretty far into it, and then I learned that another class will do like double the amount of damage with ranged weapons. So now I'm kind of torn between starting a new character because I'm like a gunslinger now, and then there's the commando class that you can pick that has that perk. So I'm like, I could be doing way more damage because I'm using like assault rifles and everything. And I'm like, I kind of got far into the game, so then I'm kind of stuck. That's all.
All right. What about you, Subby? You've been playing anything, intense?
Well, it's just my usual Halo games. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4.
Oh my god.
What's after that?
And not Halo Reach.
What the
Halo
no
Reach.
I guess Reach too, but yeah.
Didn't you win like two games of snipers or something?
I think it was like 200 or something like that.
200 games. It's funny. It's funny to hear that you may be a Halo fan, considering the amount of merchandise in Tiki's background. Yeah, the lack of merchandise in your background for that game. So, not a whole lot going on right there.
There.
I hope that
What about
controller
you,
fucking
X?
breaks.
What are you playing or watching?
I'm not playing anything. Honestly, I haven't played shit. I haven't really got on the game lately. I was on Phantasy Star, but I left my character on there, and then I just stopped playing. So currently, I'm really just watching. I don't know. I'm watching really old stuff, man. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. Just kind of getting into that.
Heck.
Yeah, I've been rolling through like each series, and it's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Anyways, a bunch of anime out there to watch.
Yeah, no, I'm too hell-bent on Demon Slayer to move on to any other anime right now. I watched a little bit of like Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff, and that's getting pretty good. But I'm just hoping for July 4th because they're gonna announce some new Demon Slayer shit. So I'm ready.
Oh snap!
Let's move into today's topic, though. Today's topic is going to be a quick one, everybody, but it is going to be video game movie adaptations, and I want to start with Borderlands movie. And I think the cast is just atrocious. It's terrible.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure.
It's atrocious, except for Jack Black being Claptrap.
Jack Black being Claptrap is probably the only right choice that they made.
But I don't know. I mean, his voice is iconic, and it's not iconic, but it's known for his voice. So it'd be kind of different to hear the different voice on Claptrap.
Yeah, but he's a very talented voice actor. I think he could do multiple things. I think he could pull that off pretty easily.
He can nail that.
And then you have Kevin Hart playing Roland,
the only serious character in the game, the only serious, stoic, brave, courageous soldier in the game, and then you have him being portrayed by Kevin Hart, who plays himself all the time.
Kevin Hart doesn't play a serious role.
He's going to try, but he never has.
Should have The Rock play as Roland.
Oh, The Rock
Yeah.
playing Roland actually, he could be smoldering and serious and stuff. He's a little too big to play Roland, but you know, I could see it.
Roland was pretty swole.
Roland wasn't The Rock swole, dude.
Yeah.
Roland wasn't The Rock swole. There's no fucking way.
Not a mountain of a man.
The Rock swole is a whole different kind of fucking swole. The Rock is so swole. If he came up to me and he's like, "You better fucking drink my tequila," I'd be like, "I'm gonna drink all your tequila, every single bottle."
That's the only tequila I'm
I
drinking
swear to
for the
God,
rest of my life.
I'm never drinking another tequila.
And I
Or
think
like
what?
Bobby
Tiki?
Lee playing Larry. How about that?
I don't even remember who Larry is.
It was Larry.
Who's
Was
Larry?
he the
Checking
only
checking
guy I can think of would be like that was Ed. Who the hell is Larry in the game?
Yeah, I don't
I
remember
think
that.
there was a Larry in the game. Definitely one of the main, not one of the main characters. You have Marcus. Tannis is Jamie Lee Curtis, which I can kind of see that kind
No,
of
no,
working.
no, no.
Lee.
I can't see older, very, very old people playing like 28-year-olds, 30-year-olds. It just doesn't. That's weird, dude. That doesn't make sense. There's so many different actors out there that are that could fit that role, that have talent, that can be
Mhm.
comedic, and they can fit those roles. Just like Kate Blanchett, gorgeous woman, gorgeous,
Mhm.
but she's not 27, 28 years old. So
But they have the power of makeup and CG.
Yeah.
what you wouldn't have to put CG into the movie if you would have just put a younger character in the game, a younger actor. That's it.
Just make it
Wonder-
easier on themselves.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have the characters kind of dressed up or have like the cell shaded look like some cosplayers do with their
I hate
outfits.
that.
I want them to give that cell shaded look.
No, please don't. Please don't. I can't stand that art style. I love the game series and it's fun and it's just fun to play co-op, but I fucking hate the
Mhm.
cell shaded look. I can't stand it. I don't. It definitely hinders me playing the game like alone.
Makes
If
it
I'm
so
playing it with
unique.
somebody, nah, it does. Sure, yeah, for sure. But I can't stand that fucking look. And then everybody's like, the graphics are so good. It's like, how can you tell? It looks the same every time. How can you tell?
Tiki, did you figure out who Larry was?
I think he's gonna be like one of the enemies, but with a mask. What do you call him?
Psycho?
One of the
The
psychos?
psycho.
He's just a random
Yeah.
psycho?
I think he's gonna be like a random psycho.
Maybe he's like gonna be like all the psychos or something.
Oh,
The
maybe.
leader of the psychos?
I haven't seen the script for the movie, so I'm hopeful that perhaps the script and the dialogue will kind of save the movie over the actors.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you look at the history of video game movies, and it's not a good history. Especially in the recent years coming, we had Mortal Kombat, which they've done that before a long time ago, but they redid this one, and they included so much brutality and gore in this new one. But then they veered off with their own story, introducing some character that was never in the freaking series of the games,
Yeah,
when there was
Yeah,
no
that
need to
rem-
do that.
that's
Yeah,
where they
like
go
Larry-
wrong.
Actually, Larry's gonna be a new character.
See, another thing that
Yeah.
you got to stop doing that. There's these games that you're trying to adapt to movies already have a well-loved, well-derived story. Why do you need to
Mhm.
just copy and paste it over? You know,
Yeah.
put actors in there that look like the freaking characters, for God's sake, because they almost never do that anymore.
Yeah, at least the
Hmm.
Marvel.
Or like
Yeah,
or like actually like play the game and look for like some random character that's already in the game and then add them. You know,
yeah,
people
and
will be like, "Oh, that's that one dude that's in the alley. That's kind of random."
I mean they even had like in this Mortal Kombat movie, they did pretty good on character design. They did pretty well. You know that they hired people that. Well, I mean, it's not hard when most of them are covered up in masks and stuff, but they
Or
did pretty well.
ninjas.
Yeah, they did pretty well. However, just the fact that they, like I said, they had this new guy, this Cole guy or whatever his name was, and it was his
Mhm.
story and not Liu Kang's story. It's like, nah.
I know. They have the Hollywood original character, then he takes out someone like, spoiler alert, Goro.
Yeah,
like, really?
exactly. I mean, come on,
Got this
dude.
original guy, and his little special technique is to put on some like body armor.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not okay with that. And then
That's
you
legit.
and then you go to things like that have an incredible storyline, like The Last of Us. And it's like I
Mhm.
knew Hollywood was going to be like, we got to pick that fucking shit up and we got to throw it on the big screen or on the small screen eventually. And I was hopeful for it because again, it's it's a good series. It has a groundbreaking story. It's very compelling. It's very dramatic. But then you get the cast that they announced. Like, why? Why?
At least that for the Last of Us crew, they're having Neil Druckmann also co-directing with it to make sure it's going to be a par
Yeah. No, and that's good.
film.
And I have no doubt in the directing and the story that they're writing out for it, the
So,
screenplay. I
yeah,
just
don't
I
think
just
they'll
want to
mess it
see.
up.
Well, I just want to see. Well, they already messed up the characters, and that's big enough. Yeah, I want to see the characters that you know and love come to life, and they have to look alike, or else you can't draw that connection to that character. And there's an argument where it's like, oh, well, what if they act so well like the character? Great, but it's still going to be a disconnect somewhere, in my view. Especially with Ellie.
I wonder who they're going to cast for the golf club. Or they're going to heavily foreshadow that in every episode is going to be a hidden golf club somewhere in the episode.
Exactly. They get to that part where they're staring at giraffes and there's like a fucking golf club in the giraffe's mouth.
That'd be good.
My disappointment is with Ellie. Like they had so way better, not talent, just way closer looking actresses or actors out there that could look just like Ellie. And I'm sorry, this girl's probably an incredible actress, but she looks like a fish. Her eyes are fucking super wide apart. She looks terrible.
What makeup's for?
She can be watching this stream right now and be like, I'm canceling these guys. I'm canceling casual gamers.
Fucking bring it, lady. Throw your ass back in the ocean. Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah, that's what CG and makeup is for. You can make her look exactly like Ellie with the
you can't.
movie magic.
No. No, you can't. There's no need for that though. Just hire a freaking actress that looks like Ellie. There's plenty of them. There's plenty of talent out there. Pedro Pascal doesn't really look like Joel, but I have faith in Pedro.
We're gonna have to just see a trailer, like a teaser or something, and see her acting and see if it kind of just blends in.
Well, her acting is fine. She was in Game of Thrones. It's just her wide-eyed fucking face that is not fine. That it looks nothing like Ellie. You keep saying that, but that's because you're not being critical on things that you like. You can't see it. Shut the fuck up.
And then they they have the actress for Joel's daughter too, for her one episode of screen time.
It doesn't look like Joel's daughter, but I mean, she's gonna,
I mean, her daughter had 15 minutes of screen time before she
if that
met that.
Yeah, if that. So it's like, I guess that's okay. But I mean, it definitely looks like it would be Pedro Pascal's daughter, so that makes more sense.
But then you got the clickers and bloaters. So I'm interested to see what the monsters look like.
The monster design is really gonna save that show.
Gonna be it.
That's gonna be some creepy shit when you see a clicker.
We'll have to see how graphic they take it. Like if it's gonna be too gross for most of these people to watch, or
I don't think it's gonna be that gross. I mean, well, they can get pretty graphic with it. I mean, it's an HBO fucking show, so this is an adult-oriented thing that you're watching. It's a streaming service that is adult-oriented. They're probably gonna get pretty fucking graphic.
I mean, if you've seen Game of Thrones and wasn't it? Was it Pedro Pascal who was in Game of Thrones also? He got his head crushed.
He was in everything.
I think he got his head crushed by the mountain, and he got his eyes gouged out, and his skull popped. So
Pedro Pascal is basically, if you need a guy to escort a kid around, you hire Pedro Pascal.
That's why you got the role.
Really good job. Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor. So, and I mean, he doesn't really look much like Joel, but I think his acting skill can do it. I just wish Ellie would have looked better.
Yeah, that's pretty important, seeing as how Ellie's the one who takes over the role in the future.
Exactly.
If they were to continue with it.
She takes over the role.
Wait, she does?
Shut the fuck up. You play the games.
It's not even a spoiler.
These aren't spoilers. Well, yeah, and we don't have to hold back. These aren't spoilers. These people played the fucking game. So you play the game. They've been out for years.
No, I'm a movie only or a show only.
No, you're not. You play the game. You have like 53 platinum trophies. Shut up.
Not even a show.
I've never actually beaten The Last of Us.
Oh, get the fuck out of this chat.
That game stressed me out.
Why? I actually played it.
One hit kill. I don't like one hit kill enemies, and it stresses me out.
It is such a great game. It's literally on my like top 5.
The clickers when they touch you are a one hit kill, and the bloater.
That's only maybe like 2-hit kill.
Yeah, it's like a try that game.
You just put it on hardcore right away.
got a speed run for that platinum, so I got to play on the hardest difficulty.
No, look, I mean, I understand, like subbies. Oh, that's what makeup and CG's for. But being critical on shows that you love is something that you need to be fucking doing. You can't just be hopeful all the time because then they won't learn from their mistakes and they won't cast these people who portray the characters we know and love. You know, it's like if they had fucking, if they were, you know, if they took Kyojuro Rengoku, the anime, right? They took Demon Slayer and then they just made everybody freaking Hispanic. Like it would make no sense. You know? It wouldn't make any sense, right? Like, why would you do that?
Of a foreign film.
It just wouldn't make, and it's not about race or anything. It's just this character already has a following. It's an icon in its own way. So put it on the screen. Yeah, put it on the screen.
As like casting is like Samuel L. Jackson.
I'd go see that though. That'd be pretty fucking fun. I'd go see that for sure. That'd be hilarious.
I'm tired of these motherfucking demons on my motherfucking train.
First form, nigga. Yeah, I'd see that.
Tasty. He's like, motherfucker.
Ooh, my motherfucker. Yeah, that would be awesome. What about you, Tiki? Is there any like movies or anything that you know of that's? See, we had Mortal Kombat. We had what other video games? Borderlands,
Last of Us.
There was
a new dinosaur,
kind of an old movie called Hitman.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that one.
That's pretty interesting.
Made a couple of those.
I think the first one they came out with, where Timothy Olyphant was the Hitman guy. He looked like Agent 47. Although it's not hard, you just gotta be a bald white dude. Well, I take that back because you go to the farther one, the other one that they made, and that guy doesn't really look like Agent 47.
Yeah,
he's a bald white dude. He didn't really look like Agent 47.
Orlando Bloom, right?
No, it was not Orlando Bloom. It was a guy that
there's no way they got Orlando Bloom to be Hitman.
It was a guy that looked like a discount version of Orlando Bloom.
Friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a pretty easy role. You got to have no personality, just be a blank slate, and that's it.
Just kill people. But
Just
Timothy
shoot people.
Oliphant, he did his face and everything. He just looked like the character.
Yeah. And he got the walk down. You got to do the walk.
Yeah, get the walk.
There's a walk for Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a certain way he walks. Like his arms are down, and there's like your right foot kind of moves slightly. It's
like a Hitman.
No,
I have to demonstrate that one day, Tiki.
No, I know what he's saying. There's a different. His posture, his whole sense of purpose when he moves is completely different than any other person walking in games. So,
yeah,
it's very straight up and down, perfect posture because he was kind of like engineered and trained to do that. So he's kind of like the perfect individual.
Well, we never mentioned the longest running video game adaptation movie, which was Resident Evil.
Oh, you know what?
Which went so far off course.
Here's the thing about those Resident Evil movies, though. They're pretty well received, as in like cult classic kind of cult following. People like them. People like going to see them because they're fun. Real reviewers, when they review them, they're shit reviews. But people literally follow that for the how fun the movie is.
I mean, I'll never forgive them for the last movie and the second to last movie where they finally have all the named characters, and then in between movies they kill them all off.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of nowhere. You just like, where's everybody at?
Like, nope. All right, we're done here. Let's freaking
right. You finally have the Redfields. You have Leon around the White House fighting off. You have Wesker's a good guy now. In the next movie, now Mila Janova's character is just in the desert and everyone's just dead. And then Wesker's a villain again. It's like, what the fuck happened? What did I miss?
And the movie,
get rid of all the name ones.
Well, the first two movies actually felt like Resident Evil, right? So they had, again, they do this Hollywood thing where, okay, we have these characters with backgrounds and story development, character development, but then we're gonna throw in a brand new character for Hollywood only to be the main character in this movie. It's like, I see what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to avoid upsetting fans by portraying a character wrong or by an actor getting it wrong. But I mean, Resident Evil, like, you could have done that really well. I mean, there's some seriously good zombie dramas out there, especially now. You know, like you had The Walking Dead, and that was a good drama. You could have made Resident Evil a show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I rewatched the first Resident Evil movie recently. I did not realize how much they got away with in terms of the nudity in that movie.
Yeah,
you pretty much see all of Mila
Well, you see
that
that in
way.
almost every one of her movies, though. That's kind of her character in every movie. She's almost
Mhm.
naked. So
That took
Well,
out
that's
the
when you kind
following.
of see a little bit in there. It's like,
yeah,
wow. But I mean, what Resident Evil does right is their animation films are top notch.
yeah, it's just like DC. DC's fucking live action universe. People follow it, but I personally hate it. I'm
Mhm.
not a big fan of it. The movies kind of suck. And Zack Snyder as a director, he did do Justice League justice. It was much better than the other version. However,
Mhm.
most of his movies are pretty mediocre, and I still think that that movie is pretty mediocre. But
Yeah,
when
it
you
kind of
go
goes without
to
saying.
when
The
you go to
animation movies are better.
yeah, when you go to DC animated, well, DC and Resident Evil animated movies are better. Marvel animated movies suck
Mhm.
ass. They're horrible. They're very kid friendly. They're not that great. But DC animated universe, their movies are excellent.
Yeah, they do a
Batman.
good job on that. There's so many of them too. They have so
Yeah.
many animated movies.
I didn't know about the
And the
It's like
stories
20
are
different
really
dark
good
versions
too.
of
ones.
It's like 20 different
Mhm.
versions of Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
But
the
they still
the Batman series? It's all like extra verbal, and it actually talks all gritty, and
yeah. No, I mean I
I
think
thought those
that's
were
a
spoofs.
I think those are pretty good. And then as far as Resident Evil goes, the live action universe is a thing of its own. It's kind of a storyline of its own. They veered way off the normal story.
Mhm.
So I guess you can't really get mad at those movies for that, but I would definitely like to see something on the live action screen kind of following the main video game storyline, which apparently they're doing. Their casting again just kind of annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, they're rebooting it, huh?
Yeah, and then the cast just looks I don't know.
Amazing.
I just don't know why they don't require like somebody to look like somebody.
Well, when it comes to Capcom, they're going through a lot of like Chris Redfield's development in the series. They can't make their own characters look the same from game to game.
Look,
Chris
Redfield,
Redfield from 6 to 7 to 8, he looks totally different in each and every. Well, he looks close. 6 and 8 look together, but 7's the outlier and all that.
It's gonna be Chris Pratt.
he just worked out a little bit. That's all. He just got
And then he
freaking
lost all his
bulk.
muscle mass in 7.
No, we don't discuss 7. That doesn't make any sense. From
And then
5,
Jill Valentine had a redesign.
well, you got 5, 6, and 8, and you're just like, okay, that looks like Chris. 7, I don't know what happened. Jill Valentine got a major redesign. If they would have just up-resed her face from like Revelations and made her look better with her Revelations model, that would have been great. Her face now is really strange. It's
Interesting.
it's not ugly. It's good. I like it, but it's just not. It doesn't scream that sex appeal like Jill Valentine usually does. However, I appreciate it because it probably shouldn't. We're talking about a girl who's tactical. She was an officer. She's pretty, but she's fit. She's lean. She can get the job done, and I think they did the look very well on that. In comparison to Claire, where she just was this extremely cute faced girl because she wasn't tactical. She wasn't a cop or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Like that's the only two people that never changed in the series is Leon and Claire. They always stayed relatively the same
Well, you
in
can't
their looks and
you
design.
You can't fuck up that hair, dude. If you fuck with Leon's hair, then you're gonna
mess with it.
upset so many
It's
people.
All right, confirmed. Buzz cut next movie.
He's gonna have a buzz cut in the new movie.
Shaved bald.
A mohawk.
Well, yeah.
They're just gonna recast him. He's gonna be a black dude. Samuel
be
Jackson
Michael B.
again.
Jordan.
I'd probably still watch that. Michael B. Jordan's an incredible
Yeah.
actor. he's pretty good.
With some long blonde hair.
Michael B. Jordan with long blonde hair. Man, that guy could pull it off. I could
It's gonna
see
be
that.
Michael B. Jordan with Leon's haircut.
There you go.
No, I'm hopeful for the Resident Evil reboot. I don't know about you guys, but Resident Evil's kind of one of my more favorite
That'd be
series. So I'm
pretty
hopeful
cool.
for that.
As long as they just bring the actual characters from the games just in live action,
Yeah, keep the
and
characters.
that's all they need.
Kind of stick close to the story that the game has because it's got an interesting story. Forget about
Yeah.
6. That storyline is just really weird.
It's gonna be starring Ethan, the movie.
Hey, that would be a good
Yeah.
movie though. No, I mean 7 and
That'll
8
work.
in itself would be fantastic movies.
You
Mhm.
just spin it off after just straight up Ethan the movie. I would watch that.
Yeah, yeah. 7 and 8 would be fantastic movies. 8, oh shit, I don't know the storyline there. 7 would be a fantastic movie.
That'd be a good horror one with
Yeah, it'd be
the
great.
family thing. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Except 7 kind of trails off toward the end when you get to the big aircraft carrier thing, and then it's all kind of like,
I don't
once
know,
you kind of leave the house, it kind of gets a little weird.
it's still good, and it's still not what 8 was. 8 was just like a fucking questionable power scale thing, and I don't know what 8 was. At some point, it just kind of lost its appeal to me when we were doing that live stream for like 8 hours. So, as soon
Once
as
Lady
Lady
D died.
Lady Demetrius, she died.
It was
you
all
sure?
downhill from there. Maybe after the baby, then it was all downhill from there.
The baby was the downhill moment. What are you talking about? That was super downhill. That was just not okay. That scared the shit out of me and Subby so bad, and you
The shit
probably
out of
because you were playing.
You can well leave those lockers.
Let's see, what other live action movies? What was that Monster Hunter one?
Dude, that one was shit too. And again,
I've
they,
never seen it.
again,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Not that Monster
I-
Hunter has like a huge storyline, but they've definitely veered off the game.
Yeah, they could have just done a boy growing up in a village, whatever generic family dies, hunts monsters.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the game. There's a village hunting monsters, not the U.S. military going through a portal and in the world of Monster Hunter, and then the Monster Hunters are in the real world now. It's like, what the fuck's going
I
on?
just wanted to jump right into it. They're like, no waste of time. Let's get into it.
What
You
were
got
you
U.S.
saying,
military
Tiki?
guns.
What were we gonna say, Tiki?
Oh no, I was gonna say I watched it in theaters and I fell asleep to it.
There you go. And Tiki doesn't just fall asleep to movies, man. I mean,
All right,
he'll
what's
pay
your
attention.
IGN score?
Yeah.
How well did you sleep?
Oh, dude, the sleep was 4.8 out of 7.
4.8 out of 7.
Okay. I don't know if that's good or not, but I'll listen.
It's pretty good.
Well, I think with video game movie adaptations, you also got to credit to what studios and what directors are picking these things up, because a lot of this shit, like the Resident Evil series, that's the guy who did the Monster Hunter movie,
Yeah.
Mila Jovovich's husband, and it's like he's not exactly this incredible director. Like, he makes movies and he knows what he's making and he knows what his audience is, so he just kind of plays off to that. But for the rest of us that do want to go see a movie that is a video game movie and we just hope to God it's good, I think he should just stay the fuck away from him. Like,
He's pretty much just put
don't
his wife in
hire
the
him.
movies and watch his wife do badass shit. That's pretty much all his movies are.
yeah, and watch his wife get naked. Which, dude, if she was my wife, I don't fucking blame him.
Look what I got.
Do the same goddamn thing. Be like, look, she is in her probably 40s or 50s, and she still looks fucking good God.
So
So
amazing.
So yeah, I got another movie. What do you guys think about Tom Holland playing Uncharted?
Oh,
see,
I forgot all about that
yeah.
movie's
Oh, yeah.
existence.
That was the
Drake.
first one that we're still trying to figure out who
I'm
would
still-
fit the role.
Well, yeah. I'm still trying to look. Tom Holland is a little bit younger than us. I think he's like 24 or something. But the man still
Mhm.
looks like 18. And
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
that's the thing that really kills it for me, is you got Nathan Drake, who just kind of looks like a guy in his mid 30s all the time, an attractive dude in his mid 30s. I don't know,
If they
man.
played a kid version of him when you play as him for a little bit as a kid,
the teen.
teenager.
The teen
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but you look at Tom Holland's work outside of Spider-Man, and it's
I haven't seen any other one.
I've seen a few of his
Couple
movies.
dramas?
Yeah, he's in a couple dramas and stuff, and he did pretty decent in Cherry, I think it was. However, I think this role of Nathan Drake will play to his strong suits, which is that kind of goofy, semi-serious kind of guy, kind of like
Yeah.
Spider-Man. You know, very, very bubbly personality kind of guy. I think that he, as an actor, can probably play this role. Does he look like the character? Not so much, especially in the later one. Hopefully, he grows some facial hair for that shit.
Did they say who's playing Sully?
Yeah, Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Looked up his last name. His new Marky Mark.
Yeah. And And I remember when the rumors were coming out saying that Mark Wahlberg was going to be the one playing Nathan Drake, and I was pissed off because, like, dude, Mark Wahlberg plays Mark Wahlberg.
Are they gonna make him old looking like crazy?
I think so. There's some
No,
screenshots of him.
he's got a
Isn't
mustache.
he a little buff now for that role?
He's got a mustache. He doesn't
Mhm.
look old. He just looks like Mark Wahlberg with a mustache.
Yeah.
Isn't he
But I
all
guess
buff now
after-
though? So he's gonna
I
like
mean-
have to gain some pounds for the role.
I mean, in a sense, Nathan Drake is younger, so now we're in a younger Sully.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a
And
young,
Nathan Drake was a kid in the games at some point. He didn't know Sully as a kid, so I guess we're following that plot line in between the games.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
so
think-
I can see that. So
Maybe this is kind of like a prequel to the game story, and then they'll go into the 4 games that were out. Maybe
mhm.
this
They're
could
gonna give
be
it like
a good
5
series.
years. Wait for the actors to get a little older.
see if
mean,
people still care about it.
It's a good series. Yeah, it's a good series. So I think it could go on for a while. You know, people just trying to revive that Indiana Jones type feel.
Which that one movie that came out, that other video game adaptation, Tomb Raider.
That movie is horrible. That movie was really bad. I wasn't even mad.
Oh,
I wasn't even
which
mad.
one? The Angelina Jolie, or are we talking about the
No,
Alicia?
both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, both of them are horrible.
Golly. Well,
No, I mean, you look
Yeah.
at the Angelina Jolie version, and it was kind of accurate to the older games and what they were. They weren't these survival
Mhm.
epic adventures, so you can't really get too mad at that. And Angelina Jolie is, beyond gorgeous.
Mhm.
So she fit the role as Laura Croft well. They were just, they were
Kinda-
they were just kind of like B movie status. But then you go to the newer one, and I had high hopes for that, but again, no, and I wasn't even mad that you didn't put a girl that looked like the new Laura Croft model into the
Mhm.
movie. I'm not mad about that because Alicia, I don't know how to say her
I
name,
think Vikander.
Vikander, yeah,
Vikander.
she's great in the role, and she actually does a good job, but still, storyline wise,
mediocre.
as the plot, yeah, mediocre. Probably about a 5 or 6 out of 10 for me. I like the action.
So, if you give the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider a 5 or a 6, let's go to other video game movies. What would you give the Assassin's Creed movie?
A 2. A 2. A 2.
Okay. What about the Prince of Persia movie?
Oh, one.
A
that was
4.
awesome.
A 4.
That one's like 9.
A 4. Look, Jake Gyllenhaal did a pretty decent
I've
job at
rewatched that
playing that
movie
guy.
a couple times.
But it's I
It's a
don't know about all
classic
that.
now.
I don't think it's a fucking
Classic.
classic. Yeah,
I want to give it a classic status.
fucking stretching here.
Uh,
Reach, total reach here.
The
would
Assassin's
you
Creed
give?
movie, though?
Yeah, that's like a
yeah,
4.
I didn't like it.
I didn't really like it either.
I've
They
never
they
even seen it.
they did the casual or the classic Hollywood thing. Let's take a video game. Let's tell everybody we're making a video game movie, and then let's deviate completely away from the story that the game series has built, the characters that they've built, everything that they've built on and people love and that are iconic to people. We're just gonna get rid of
Usually
it.
story. They
And
usually just ignore their
Yeah,
proper planning. Like I was just remembering about. It's not that bad of a movie, but the story of it, I guess, is kind of bad. Need for Speed movie.
That was a thing. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had the kid
Like,
from
I
Breaking
liked it.
Bad in it.
Yeah, like he did a good role in it, and I liked the car stuff, but it was just it was kind of a bad plot idea, really.
well, and it's also going to be poorly received if you're trying to. You can't really step into that realm after what Fast and the Furious has kind of built. Just
Yeah,
leave that whole car realm
that's
to
why.
them. That's theirs.
I mean, that's also a problem with Need for Speed. How it was just like Need for Speed Underground. You're just going from race to race to race, and the next thing is they're adding a plot to the game. It's like,
Yeah.
Need for Speed doesn't need a plot.
Yeah, it should just be about cars. Kind of like how
That's
Fast and
why I-
Furious should have been about cars, but not anymore. Like,
Now it's about space and family.
family.
Take my Coronas to space.
No, I mean the Assassin's Creed. Going back to Assassin's Creed though, it's it did that thing that the Hollywood always does to video games. They do it with story. They do it with story, plot, and characters especially. Because that guy wasn't Altair and that guy wasn't Ezio. He was just
Yeah.
somebody else. He wasn't Desmond Miles. He was somebody else. and
Yeah.
they basically say it's an Assassin's Creed movie set in the Assassin's Creed world. It's like, well, just make the goddamn movie. Just copy paste.
There's
I need a
some
super
random-
Italian guy. That's all.
Yeah, just some random dudes.
Start a
Assassin's
fall
World.
sauce. Yeah.
There's
And
there
then at least,
there's a few
at least-
good video game movies out there though. You know, they're
at least like
Sonic.
Assassin's Creed, they didn't take like the actor and try to make him like a character in the game or make the character but look like the actor now, like a Prince of Persia. How I think the most recent, not the most recent one, but actually the last one before the remake coming out now, they made that one with like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, that one. That Jake Gyllenhaal one was decent. I'd watch that over
Mhm.
any of the Resident Evil movies, that's for sure. And I'd watch
Wow.
that over the Dynasty Warrior movie because I haven't even seen the Dynasty Warrior movie, and I don't know how you fuck up just a bunch of like China's been doing these kind of movies for years. So how do you screw it up? All you have to do is have a few badass historical Chinese figures just wiping hundreds of people out like gods. And I feel like I've seen tons of Chinese movies like this already. So how
Maybe
do
Probably
they
you
wanna
has
hit
horrible
the-
CG.
They probably didn't want to hit the offensive eras to offend people. They could be canceled.
Well, I mean, this was made. Isn't that made by like a Chinese director? I mean, like that's not an American-made film.
Well, it's kind of weird is Dynasty Warriors is based off the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which already has like a series adaptation on it.
Yeah,
Dynasty Warriors is just a fun retelling of it.
a very fun
Loose retelling.
very
too.
loose and very fun retelling. I don't
Should I
think
watch it?
Yeah, you should. Tell me how you feel.
I don't know about that.
Tell me how you feel about it.
There's if Mach
I'll
has
watch
that
it
in there,
tonight.
scream injustice.
It's iffy.
I think it's just. Oh,
You went to go watch it.
no, I mean, at least for the video game adaptations and movies, there's been a few good ones. You got Sonic, which was pretty decent. Like I could watch that again. It wasn't bad. And then you got Halo Until Dawn, I think it was called.
Yeah.
They had
pretty good.
younger
Forward
versions
Until
of
Dawn.
characters, or they had younger versions of characters that we know, and then they had Chief in there and a few other Spartans towards the end. That was good.
It
That was
wasn't
that was a good storyline. It was a good story adaptation.
Um,
And
Final
it was
Fantasy
kind
Advent
of a good
Children.
prequel. That was animated, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about
about-
live action.
Okay.
Detective Pikachu.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all right.
It wasn't bad.
I didn't care for the main actor.
Yeah, I'm not a big
But
fan of that
it's all right.
Justice guy. He's not that great. They could have picked somebody else.
Mm.
A lot of plot holes. But you know what? They
Yeah.
did pretty good on the whole CG in the Pokemon.
Mhm.
Like the Pokemon looked pretty good for what they were doing. I mean, when
Realistic.
Charizard looked pretty good, and then there was that. You know, they had a little bit of a creative liberty with the face and details on the Pokemon, which just looked pretty good.
Pikachu looked cute when he wasn't Ryan Reynolds' voice coming out of it.
He's saying Ryan Reynolds isn't cute.
I mean, he's a cute man, but
That man's fucking adorable.
They knew they didn't want to mess it up like the Sonic figure. The first.
Oh, the
Sonic
very
with the
first.
tiny eyes.
Yeah. Oh god.
something
was-
tells me they did that on purpose, just to draw the people into the negative reception, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna fix it, and then they made it look
Yeah.
correct, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
And then people
now
get
I'm gonna see it now.
excited, and then they go see it. Yeah, that makes sense.
They already had the correct version. They were
yeah,
just
probably.
throwing that out there. That was like a rough draft.
Dude, that.
The gamble to play.
But then the movie came out, and it was actually pretty good. It wasn't bad.
I'm
I'd gi-
excited for the sequel
give it a
on it
7.
when they
Yeah.
introduce Tails.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of
close.
10.
Mhm.
That'd be awesome.
What?
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 Wasn't there like
Or how
another
about,
video game movie that was coming out soon though?
Yeah, there's the-
Mm,
There's a show called The Witcher.
Yeah, but that's amazing
Oh.
already. That's fantastic already.
Oh, that's already amazing. Oh, I guess not.
That's
talking
already
about
super
yeah,
good.
that was one of the
Oh,
good
sorry.
video game adaptations,
People
which is
never even
based
played
off
the
the
game.
books.
They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's a good movie show."
It's well, the show is more based off the books than it is the game.
Mhm.
They've definitely taken more aspects from the books. There's barely anything from the game in the show, but the characters they got right. They hired actors that can do it. I was
See, like that was a role too. Like I questioned Superman being
Henry
the Witcher
Cavill
for a
being-
little bit. Henry Cavill. I was like, huh. I was like, I don't know how see. And then we watched a couple trailers and stuff. I was like, kind
I-
of blends in pretty nice.
The only thing I questioned about Henry Cavill being The Witcher was his general build. But other than that, when I saw interviews with Henry Cavill before The Witcher ever came out and how he always talked about The Witcher and how he was a big gamer, I knew that if somebody got into this role, that loved the game, and respects it, he can do the role justice. And he did. He is Geralt to me. That's why I'm kind of wearing his pendant right here. And I have that thing,
Cavill will
that
be
same
proud.
thing tattooed on me.
Holy. When does that wash
Whoa.
off?
Never. Never. I'm gonna have that when I'm 90 years old. I'll never make it that old, but still. Yeah, The
Yeah,
Witcher
Halo
is
tat-
definitely one of my my favorite video game adaptation series, and if not the best video game / book adaptation.
It's a really good one.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Did you see the quick little teaser trailer they had for it a few days
Of
ago?
course.
Oh yeah.
I'm incredibly excited. I was a little upset, and I will admit though, in the first season, I was a little upset on series look in the show, but this new season 2, they're getting her spot on.
Yeah.
Like she's looking more and more like the character, and I think that's coming from me judging it, unfairly from the video game series. And it's kind of hard to get that look, but she's looking pretty spot on.
Oh yeah. I think they're probably doing like a few years ahead, so they're gonna age her up a bit.
Yeah, I think there's a
So,
time jump.
But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for the full trailer to come out for it for sure.
Yeah, and my closing thoughts here, at least for me on video game adaptations, I just wish that Hollywood would, like I said before, find characters that look like these icons that we've been playing for years. We've been playing some of these storylines that they're trying to adapt onto the big screen for years, and we love these characters. So try and find the characters that look alike. Stick to the material that you already have. You don't need to take creative liberties like this. Us as gamers, we want to just go see that on the big screen. It kind of helps us delve even more into the world, especially if it's something we haven't played in a while. It brings back that nostalgia, and we'll go back and play it. So stick to what the fans already know and love. What about you, Tiki?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much same thing. It's like pretty much stick with the story of the game, and then characters that look alike, and yeah, just have good cast. And then I know we didn't talk about this. There's a show that I'm looking forward to. It's the Halo series that's coming up.
That has been
Oh,
going
yeah.
on for like so long. That's been in production and out of production for so long. But I'm
nothing's
pretty
in
excited.
concrete still, so.
Well, they did get the cast. They got some of the cast going.
Isn't it going to like Paramount Plus or something like that?
Yep.
I thought it was
Yeah.
going to like a different service,
Yeah.
another streaming service. Because
So
why
annoying.
not?
Steven Spielberg is going to be
Yeah,
kind
and,
of like overwatching it.
and you got the guy that is playing Chief in his armor has the Chief build. He's a tall dude. He could definitely do it.
Pablo.
No,
Pablo Schreiber.
Pablo,
Is that
yeah,
his name?
Schreiber. Yeah, he's a very tall guy. I mean, we could work
Is it
out.
Pedro Pascal?
They just
Alright.
they add in a little baby grunt that he's got to escort through the
The end of the Legendary Edition film. You watch it in Legendary.
What about you,
Take off
Paps?
his helmet.
What are your opinions on the video game adaptations, and do you think they should still
Pretty
make them?
much. What's been said is if you're going to make them, stick close to the source material. And one more thing, just don't add any more Hollywood original characters. You
Stop.
don't need that.
Yes, stop that. What about you? What about you, Subby?
I guess just mainly our character choices. That's all.
Yeah.
As long as the people fit the roles, like that's what I'm gonna be for Uncharted. That's what I'll be eyeballing to see if he fits the role, like he tricks us. Because then that'll let us know for sure, like The Last of Us, that Bella will be able to make the role pretty good.
If one thing, like Subi does have a point and we all made that point for characters. I think what I was trying to say earlier with Henry Cavill being a fan of the series and loving and being a gamer, I think you should look for people who played the material already, who play it, are fans, because then they add that extra love to the character. They really give it their all. So that's I think Hollywood should try and look for that. Yeah. Anyways, guys,
I'm sure he's played it.
that's really all the time we had for today. We had to make this one a short one again. Hopefully hope for a speedy recovery for Thick44 over there. We love you guys over there at Neeps Gaming. We love everybody that watches. Drink your MAW Energy, and we will see you next time.
Later.